Hi. So, if you're here, you're either thinking about purchasing this product or you already have purchased it. So, this is what I'm really excited about. It's the magical meal planning. So, when you purchase this, you will get the link to download this exact template. And I'm going to show you how to use it, and then we'll look at some advanced things. So, what I've done here is I've created a grocery list. And this is the grocery list template. I suggest you make a copy of it so that the main template stays intact, right? So if you click on the little pencil and then you just copy. So you can name it whatever the date is that you're going to be doing all the shopping for, and then you just create the card. So if you're looking at the one you just created, and what you'll see is there are checklists for everything that you could think of in the supermarket. If you want to add a checklist, say what I do sometimes is if I'm not real familiar with a recipe, I'll make a checklist for the recipes that I'm using, and then I'll just copy and paste those ingredients into it. And you'll see here that I have the recipes checklist. So when you're looking at the checklists, let's start at the top here. So we've got fresh vegetables, right? Everything that you need, you leave unchecked. I don't need carrots, I don't need cauliflower, I don't need corn. I always need cucumbers, lettuce, greens. And then you can hide the checked items or you can show the checked items. I like to hide them because it makes it just a little bit easier. Now, you download the Trello app, and all of this is free to you. I use the upgraded version, but you can do all of this in the free app. So if you want to add an item, obviously you just click add an item, and I'm going to need, let's say, onions. They're already there, but you'll see. So now we've got what we needed. Let's say I need some okra, right? And that will update your checklist. You just check off what you don't want to buy this week, and you'll see that they disappear, but you can always bring them back if you need to. You can also delete a checklist, which I don't really recommend because a lot of times when I delete a checklist, it turns out that I need something on that checklist anyway. So I have to recreate it, which is a waste of time, right? So you can see through all of these items you can add, you can remove things that you never use, and you can do that all in the template, and that will reflect on every time you copy it, right? So that is the grocery list. And you'll see that we have cards for this week. And what I do is I add all the meals that I plan on making this week into there. And you can see that you can just drag and drop them. Now, when you get this template, it will only have my recipes in it because I don't, since I'm selling it, I cannot use somebody else's copyrighted photographs or you can't copyright a recipe, but you can copyright the wording that you used for the recipe. So you will only have recipes and photographs that I have the right to use. However, when you find a recipe that you really like, you can add it to the lists. Whenever I put a new recipe in, I like to put it under inspirational meals because I have not cooked them yet and I want to remember what I did. So let me show you how to add a recipe. Search the recipe, whatever you want to make. I did corn chowder for this. And we come on over here to the corn chowder page, which you can search, and you copy the ingredients and the directions, and you paste them into a new card. So let's say we add a card, we name it corn chowder. And then we open up that card, we list the ingredients, and remove any of the advertisements, which is a little bit of a pain, but it's all right. We can deal with it, right? So there's a lot in here, huh? We remove all of this, and then we have, most of them aren't this difficult. This one is a little interesting. So we're going to save that. We're going to go ahead and save the image. Now, you can use this without worrying about copyright infringement because you're not selling it, right? You're not publishing it. You're not sharing it anywhere other than for yourself. So the copyright is not something that you need to worry about in this particular instance. So we want to pick a cover. We want to upload that cover image, and you go to wherever your images are saved when you download them. And that's it. That's the entire recipe, including the photograph. So now you have a visual representation of the recipe, of the ingredients, of the directions with a photograph. Now, when it comes to wanting to make this, and you're going to add all of these ingredients to your shopping list, that's easy. We copy all the ingredients. You go back to the shopping list, and then we add a checklist called recipes. And that puts it down at the bottom, right? So let's delete the one that I showed you last time. So recipes, we're going to add an item. You just copy and paste the entire ingredients list, and then you just click add, and it automatically creates check boxes for you to use. So now, personally, what I wind up doing is I know I have butter. I know I have scallions. I don't have the boiling potatoes. I have corn kernels. You just get rid of everything that you already have, hide them, and then you can either leave them where they are, or you can add them to the correct checklist that you already have, like red bell pepper and celery and potatoes would obviously go on the fresh vegetables. Bay leaf would go on herbs and spices, etc. So you'll see that you've got this entire grocery list ready to go. Again, we take the shopping list template and we copy it each time we're going to go food shopping, right? And then we have the lists. This week, I put go-to meals, favorites, inspirational. Like I said, that's where I put the new stuff. Dinners, sides. This I put cook for a crowd. Now, if there's something you don't like, if there's a list that you're just never going to use, you're never going to cook for a crowd, you can archive this list, right? And then you can undo it if you make a mistake. So you get the gist of it, that this is how you set this up. This is how I set this up. You can do whatever you want. If there's another list that you want to make, you just simply add list, right? That's always on after the last list that you already have. And you just add the list. Let's say I want to do appetizers. You can add the list, add that list, and then you can come up with, let's say for appetizers, I want to make the soup. Just drag and drop. When you're done, drag and drop it back. And that's what I do. You can either leave it there because you're going to continue to use it as an appetizer, or you can drag it back. You can put it anywhere you like in this setup. So now I'm going to take you to my iteration of this in just a moment.